Dear Cory, hi, my name is Colin Andrews, and I am an aspiring film critic, filmmaker, and video essayist. I do this series where I write letters to people that I have a lot of respect for in the entertainment industry and send them off in video format. Today I decided to write to you. Although I only found your channel a couple of months ago because of your return video, I hope that doesn't get me labeled as a bandwagon in your eyes, but I do understand if it does. In those past couple of months, I have consistently kept up with your channel and went back through the catalog to watch a decent amount of your repertoire. And I guess I wanted to use this letter as a thank you note. However, in order for this to be a proper thank you note, I guess you need to know what exactly the thank you is for. So I'll tell you. Firstly, I want to thank you for the pure, unbridled happiness and positive energy that you bring to the platform. Honestly, I'm not that big of a fan of gaming channels, and watching gaming videos seems like kind of a chore, and most of the time, when I do give them a chance, they come off as rather boring. What differentiates you from the pack is the magnificent rapport that you have with both the camera and the audience when you record. Your personality is so dynamic, and I genuinely think that your comedic timing is more advanced than others in the genre. It's truly hard for me not to smile while watching one of your many various videos, and I am an incredibly cynical person. It's just hard to be mad when there's basically a ray of sunshine on my screen spouting out one-liners that are pretty dang catchy. Both your passion for and enjoyment of what you do is a prevalent trait that I've observed. It seems like this is the career that you were made for, and you manage to hold yourself above the slog of monotony that most of your counterparts get stuck in by creating varying content from Spooky Scary Sundays to Cooking with Kenshin, the latter really allowing for your creativity to shine through. We're also both currently living in Michigan, as I could clearly tell from you going to the greatest store on the planet, Meijer, so that gets you a couple of bonus points in my book. Most importantly, you are unabashedly you, and it doesn't ever seem like you were just putting on a character for the video. How am I and everybody else able to tell this? Well, you refuse to submit yourself to the Empire state of mind seen in popular culture, where every celebrity is expected to act like everything is wonderful all the time. You have put out more serious videos and made yourself vulnerable to your audience, thus giving them more reason to believe that you are constantly being authentic. There's a video that you uploaded in February of last year where you literally just tell people about how the day you had wasn't that great. So not only do you cover more serious subjects in videos, you also just have this conversation going on with your subscribers where it, as hard as it is, almost seems like you have a dialogue going on with them. You give them constant reminders that you are just as human as they are, and by seeing that someone they, particularly children, idolize on YouTube is okay with accepting and showing his emotions on a platform where millions of people are watching, it sets a precedent for everyone to follow your lead in that way. I don't even know if you know how important that is. I grew up with a lot of friends who felt that either because of their gender or the color of their skin, they had to be strong and were never able to be emotionally open with people. For someone with over 6 million subscribers on the biggest video sharing platform in the world to be shattering that stereotype is something that I consider as admirable an action as you can possibly get. You take breaks from the thing you love doing when it's necessary, which helps let people know that burnout is super real. And even though from what I have seen, you may view that as a weakness, I think you're communicating an important lesson about always putting your mental health first and never sacrificing it for anything. And because of the rapport that you have built with the people who watch you, you were able to return from a 9-month break and on your first video back, hit #1 on trending. Me even just saying that right now is insane. The amount of other creators who would be able to do that are slim to none. Also, you don't show your emotion in a way that encourages weakness. You provide solutions or ways to cope with the serious subjects that you cover and let your audience know that they can overcome everything as long as they set their minds to it. You even done make-a-wishes with your fans, which once again shows how wonderful your connection to your fan base is. Not only do you show up to the make-a-wishes, it seems like you actually want to be there. And you know that absolutely makes all of the children's days. Now, all of that is amazing, and I wanted to make sure you knew how much I appreciated every single one of those factors, but I've been saving up the point that made me want to write this letter until the end, which is now. When I moved from my hometown Pittsburgh to where I live now in Michigan, I went to a very wealthy school for my middle school years. I knew nobody and didn't really call anyone my friend for my whole time there, but eventually became friends with the religious group of kids, if you can even call it friends. Because while I did go to all their events and they generally tolerated me, I always felt like I was being judged because by choice I grew up without belonging to any religion. And because I didn't go to church with them and didn't believe in God or belong to the faith of Christianity, they constantly talked about me behind my back and purposely left me out of things. So when I first heard about your channel, I was a little hesitant to check it out because I knew you had a strong faith in God and didn't want to expose myself to the cult-like environment I had experienced previously. But man, did you surprise and impress me. My whole life I had grown up with people who had used religion in an exclusionary manner and were very strict on focusing on the word can't. Yet, the thing that I appreciate so much about you is that you focus on the can. Although you make it very apparent that your faith means a lot to you, you do it in a way where you aren't forcing it upon the people who don't share your faith. While other people use it as a negative and say that if you don't believe in God, we can't connect, you use it in a positive way. You flip it on its head and say, I accept everyone, but if you believe in God, that's just another thing that bonds us together even more. Seriously, I can't recall a single person that I've come across in the latter half of my life who focuses more on the celebration of faith as opposed to the reprimanding. By doing that, it just reinforces the amazing way you carry yourself as a creator that has a lot of influence. You're teaching people to use things that they are passionate about to bond, not break. I know people in their 50s that still haven't learned how to do that. Or better yet, they haven't learned to treat the people in their remote family with the respect that you managed to treat your millions of fans with. And I know that some people never will be able to. I don't know though. With people like you out there, we might just be all right. Thank you very much for your time. And when this is all over, if you're up for it, we should grab a bite to eat together. On me, of course. Sincerely, Colin Andrews.